I hacked Dream's Minecraft account, joined the Dream SMP, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to destroy the server and troll them before I get caught by all of these famous YouTubers. Also, if you enjoy this content, like the video, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so I just logged onto the server with Dream's account, and it looks like we're spawning in Lemamberg, and by the looks of chat, a few people are playing right now, and that's perfect. George is on the server, so I could finally get my payback and prank him. So I'm gonna try and sneak around and be stealthy because I don't want anyone to find out that Dream's account got hacked just yet. After a few pranks later in the video, I'll do the big reveal, but for now, I think it'd be hilarious if we frame people and get them to fight. So I see George and Tommy in the bee house, and this is the perfect setup. I bet if we can sneak in there, steal some items from the chest, and then get them to fight, and maybe they'll by accident hit a bee, and they'll get attacked by this huge swarm of bees. Okay, so I think George and Tommy are about to go into the basement, so this is my chance to get inside and see if there's anything we can use from the chests. Oh my goodness, I don't know why they have all this crazy stuff in the chests. There's potions of invisibility, and that gives me an amazing idea. I'm gonna start hitting them and make them think that one hit the other, and then they'll start fighting, and it'll be hilarious if they by accident hit a bee. Okay, so I'm gonna use this potion, and from now on, no one on the SMP will be able to see me, so we can start trolling them and unleashing chaos on the server. It looks like George and Tommy are still in the basement, so I'm gonna sneak down there quietly, and then I'll start hitting them. Okay, I got the first hit on George. Let's see if he falls for it. Oh my goodness, he fell for it! He thinks Tommy hit him. Now they're totally fighting, and if they go upstairs and hit a bee by accident, that's the end of both of them. Oh my goodness, they hit the bees by accident, but the server is lagging so hard now that there's like 100 bees angry at them. So Tommy died and my target was George, so desperate times call for desperate measures. So after killing George and Tommy, I've been walking around the server and noticed there was a huge gathering at Church Prime. I saw a few posts on Twitter and it seems like a bunch of the SMP members are going to Church Prime for some special celebration called Gogy, whatever that is. Believe it or not, it seems like George and Tommy completely forgot that they just got absolutely destroyed by bees and obliterated by TNT, because I found them in the church just throwing snowballs out of the window, not having a care in the world. I went right up to them to see if they'd notice me, but they just kept throwing snowballs. Then, I thought of something really funny. What if I went into creative mode and just started breaking blocks and flying around and seeing if anyone notices? And even if someone does notice, they'll probably just think it's Dream's sister on his account. I was flying around for a while, breaking a lot of the blocks on Church Prime, but no one really seemed to notice. Usually when Dream is floating around like this in creative mode, TommyInnit starts freaking out and makes a whole video about it, but here I am. Some of the people at this event must have been in a voice chat because a lot of them were just AFK standing around in the game. Anyways, while I was breaking the blocks, George and Tommy were hitting me with snowballs, so naturally I spawned 10,000 blocks of TNT beneath them. But here's where things start to get really creepy. A lot of people just never died from the explosions. I mean, 10,000 blocks of TNT? You'd think the chances of surviving that is like 0.001%. While all the explosions were happening, Skeppy and Sapnap were standing right next to me, and it looks like they didn't even take any damage at all. But I hit Skeppy and he took damage, so they're not in creative mode. Anyways, I made a bit of a mess here, so I floated away in creative mode before George and Tommy could get me, and hopefully me being in creative made it look like this was all Dream's sister. Okay, so I have a bit of a problem here. I guess Tommy and George were annoyed at how many times I've killed them and how much I've destroyed with TNT. So I guess they told a lot of people on the server, and I think they want to put Dream back in prison or something because they won't stop chasing me. But no one on the server knows that I'm taking full advantage of the server operator permissions, and I have a little trick up my sleeve. So I'm gonna let them chase me a little bit longer, and you're not gonna believe what I'm gonna do next. I dug a gigantic hole that goes beyond bedrock, and they all are gonna fall right to their deaths. I mean, look how far that goes. They're gonna be so pissed off because any items they had are gone for good because they just fell right into the void. I escaped that one, but I'm gonna have to be really careful because I think people are catching on, and I don't want anyone to know Dream's account was hacked until the grand finale. Okay, so even though I pranked everyone at Church Prime, I still want to mess with Tommy and George one more time because why not, right? Tommy is constantly harassing people on the SMP, and well, George killed me last time I was logged onto the SMP, so they deserve one more final prank. So I was walking by this big department store in the server. I've never heard of it. It's called Target. Anyways, George and Tommy were in there completely distracted again, which made them the perfect targets for my next prank. I used Dream's server op permissions to put myself into creative mode, and I spawned a couple dogs. You know, just a couple. Then I gave made myself a bunch of cocoa beans, and I'm gonna try to frame one of them again. I bet if I throw these at them from above, it'll look like one of them is throwing poop at the other, and I'm hoping we can get them to fight again. But here's the kicker. You're probably wondering why I spawned those dogs outside earlier. Well, you'll see later. Okay, so I see them in the store, so I'm gonna sneak around the back aisles and hope no one sees me. Honestly, they're pretty oblivious, so I doubt they're gonna notice me walking around here. It was actually pretty easy to sneak around here and get the high ground. Okay, so now I'm up above and I'm gonna start throwing poop at them and seeing if they notice. They're so dumb, they're fighting again, oh my goodness. Now you're probably wondering why I had all those dogs outside, and you're about to see why. George and Tommy are just gonna chase me outside to try and kill me, but what they don't know is I have an army of dogs waiting to strike, and here we go. I'm gonna get all my dogs ready, and that's the end of both of them. If you think I got them good now, just wait until the finale I have planned for this server, because it is insane. Okay, so after me completely destroying most of the server, people still don't suspect a thing, and I saw another post on Twitter about some event on the server celebrating something about Skeppy, whatever on earth that is. So I thought this would be another good chance for me to prank everyone on the server and catch them completely by surprise. If people don't know that there's something wrong with Dream's Minecraft account here, I don't know what else is going to make them realize it. Everyone was just standing around, and it didn't even look like that fun of an event, so I started spawning these gigantic zombies to see what everyone would do. And some people did notice, and they tried to kill the zombies, but I think a couple people were AFK again because they just sat there and did nothing. So I tried to take things up a notch, but I might have spawned just too many gigantic zombies, because I think I spawned so many that the server actually started to break. I mean, I've never seen this many giant zombies in one place. It looks like I just shrunk everything and the zombies are normal sized. Everyone in the SMP must be so mad right now because I crashed their party so badly. I'm actually surprised that they're even trying to get rid of the zombies because there's so many of them that there's no point. Like I said, I think I spawned in just a little too many zombies because the server was kind of starting to break. The zombies aren't even attacking the SMP members. I started feeling kind of bad about crashing their event and ruining their plans, so I decided to help them fix this problem. So naturally, to remedy this situation like I have in the past, I spawned in massive amounts of TNT, and it worked just as well as you'd expect. Oh my goodness, you guys aren't gonna believe what I have planned for the final prank. I'm gonna pull in the Dream SMP. This is so extreme that I'm not even sure if it's gonna work. You're probably wondering why it's so dark over here, and the reason why is because I used Dream server operator permissions to spawn in 10 million blocks of TNT. Oh my goodness, when I see the look on their faces. Ah!
There ain't enough room for the two of us in this server. You and I both know there's only one way to settle this. A fight to the death.
I've been expecting you, Ayandaru.